Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Tiffany, a retired librarian turned homeschool mom. And in this video, we're going to look at this book. So this is I Am Promise with Ashley Rousseau and illustrated by Rachel Moss. It's about a Jamaican track runner by the name of Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. So this is a very interesting book. Always try to do international. I think this is, what am I doing this month? To go down with the rest. But this has to do with the Caribbean islands, which is kind of who she is. She's African Caribbean. But she was a runner. Basically, illustrations. When I was a little girl, I dreamed of winning great races, but I was just a teeny tiny thing in a wild, wondrous world. She talks about how she ran everywhere throughout her life. And her grandmother once told her, "You are a promise," and she doesn't quite understand what she means. And then she gets to school and starts running in track, and she was running faster than anybody. But then she talks about things were hard in their family. Her mother, it was hard to find money. Sometimes they went to bed hungry. It wasn't good. But then she had coaches and teachers who said, "You are a promise, and we will help you." She doesn't quite understand. Then something amazing happened. She was chosen to run in the Olympics, in the Olympic Games. And she was nervous. But her coach says, "You are a promise. You are a promise to your country." So she got ready and she ran. She was a promise to herself, a promise to her friends, a promise to her family, a promise to her country. And she ran. And she won. She ran for her country. She ran for her friends and family. She ran like a rocket. She ran to be free. This is a very good book. And then it ends and you have some information about Shelly-Ann. She was born in December 27th, 1986. She is a 6-time Olympic medal winner. So her first races would have been 2008 in Beijing. Then she ran in London in 2012 and Rio in 2016. And she may have run in the most recent Olympics. I'm not sure. So she's run 2 golds, 3 silvers, and 1 bronze medal as of the publishing of this book. And then she's done some world championships where she's in, I can't pronounce this country, Osaka in 2017, in Berlin in 2009, Donghae in 2011, Moscow in 2013, and Beijing in 2015. She's won 8 gold medals and 2 silver. So she's kind of active. She's gotten married. She's had a kid. So she's been part of UNICEF. She's done a lot of work for her country and her people. So this is a good book. Again, this is kind of a children's biography. It's very, very simple. So it's a good introduction. I always am big on multiculturalism, particularly this is female empowerment. So this was a poor girl who rose and became an Olympic star and is now giving back to her people and her country, and she wants to work with children. So this is a very good book. Again, this is very, very simple and just kind of gives a good introduction. I think 3-year-olds might understand this. You could definitely read it to them, and it's kind of a good representation. It's very, very easy to read. There's not a lot of words here. So if you have early elementary kids who are learning to read, this is a good book to start with. Yes, it's definitely a biography. I'm looking mentally. I borrowed this from my library. So it's a fantastic book. It's definitely leaning for age range preschool to early elementary. So because of just how simple it is. So that's kind of the range. Obviously, you can do older, but this is a good early reading book because there's a lot of pictures and there's not a lot of words. And it is a good kind of start to biography. So if you're doing something on Jamaica, on the people of Caribbean, you're doing female athletes, this fits in very well with all of these subjects. African and Caribbean athletes, because she is African Caribbean, but again, she's from Jamaica, which again, they were brought over as slaves from Africa and their ancestry is in Jamaica, and they probably have no idea where they're from in Africa most of the time, but they are Jamaican. And that's kind of what one of the subjects I'm covering this month, because it's Caribbean Stella. It's one of those international months where you study different, they represent different people, like African American History Month. This is Caribbean History Month, or Caribbean American History Month, though obviously she's not American. I like covering these things, but this is a very good book. If you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe. I do books like this. I do children's books. I do fiction books. I do children's stuff that's older. I do films. I think I'm covering Cool Runnings this month. Probably going to try to cover a few other Caribbean films or videos. We'll see. It's on my list. I just not looking at it. It's not easy to find films that fit with this topic. I mean, Cool Runnings is, I know it's on my list because it's one of the few that I can think of that's from the Caribbean that's not about nonsense, that actually represents their culture in an extremely Disneyized fiction way. We'll get to that, or maybe I've already gotten to it. It will come out on a Friday. It's not already out. I have to look at my list. So, like and subscribe. Check out my book reviews, my film reviews. Hopefully I'll be adding some travel. I have some travel videos on traveling with children. I have board game stuff. I'll add more education stuff as I come along. And I even have some basic homeschooling stuff posted back when I first started the channel. So check out what I got. Like and subscribe. Leave a positive comment if you have one. Thank you.